Shalom and welcome to Scripture 365. We are in Let There Be Light, part number 5. We call it spiritual. Well, let's do a quick recap. We discovered how God created light in Genesis chapter 1 and how it relates to the spiritual light in 2 Corinthians 4:6, because it says that the light was created by God. Okay, here we go from physical light into spiritual light. So let's see what the Bible has to say about it. All right, the first part, it says light promised. Then we go into into the third, if I'm not mistaken, which is the obedience to the upright, to the just, to the benevolent, to the assembly of the future, to the followers of Yeshua. Light used to by the believers in worship, in work, in war, and walking and watching. And then we cover children of light, which is in Matthew, Luke, John, and on down. Then we have the spiritual light, which we start in Genesis, and it goes over to, it gives us a spiritual aspect when we get to 2 Corinthians, but we also have some in the Old Testament, in Genesis 1:3, in Judges 5:31, and I'm just going to go over a few, in Zechariah 4:2, in Matthew 5:14, especially verse 14 and 15. We have John, we have Ephesians, in Ephesians we have 5:8, in Philippians we have 2:15. You may read some more from verse 1 through verse 18. And we also covered in Revelation 1:20, Revelation 2:28, and Revelation 21:11. So now we're going into the spiritual light. I'm gonna read you the reference, and I'm gonna read the verse to you. What I would like you to do is, when you research this, read what it says before the verse. Even if you have to read half the chapter, and read after the verse to get a better touch of what it means. I just give you the verses, so for you to check into it and see how they're quoted, and when they are quoted, and why they are quoted. So let's go to 1 Samuel 22:29. And it says, "For you are my lamp, Lord. The Lord will lighten my darkness." Psalms 36:9. "For with you is the spring of life. In your light shall we see light." Isaiah 58:10. "And if you draw out your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall your light rise in darkness, and your obscurity be as the noonday." Now, there is another scripture where it says that if your eye is dark, it alludes to helping the hungry, giving things, donating things, or just giving them away to help the poor and the hungry and the widow and the orphans. That is what this chapter in Isaiah 58 is all about. And Yeshua talks about it. If your eye is dark, then your soul is dark. But if there is light in your eye, then your soul is full of light. And that's my interpretation of it. So look it up and get the full picture. You know, they say that the eye is the window or the mirror to the soul. Well, let's go to Acts chapter 26, verse 18. You may go up to verse 12 and read it down to verse 18. But this is what 26:12 says. I'm sorry, 26:18 says, to open their eyes that they may turn from darkness to light and from the power of Hasatan, which is Hebrew for Satan, to God, that they may receive remission of sin and inheritance among those who are sanctified by faith in me. Who is me? Yeshua, or Jesus. 1 Peter 2:9. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people of God's own possession, that you may show forth the excellence of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So, when you look up these Bible verses, I will put the references in the comment section. So when you look them up, don't just read that verse that I put in the comment section. Read before, read after, see what it means when it came into effect. See what God is saying. I'm doing Scripture 365 for your sake, so you can learn about God and what God is all about. I don't know how often you read the Bible. I challenge you to open the Bible and read these verses and read what he has to say to you. Well, that is it for today. And I wish you a very blessed Wednesday. And until tomorrow from Scripture 365, I wish you a very peaceful shalom.